with me. It was all in place, everything, and for some reason everything got disconnected. Well, I hope you are seeing something. Let's see. Okay, a little bit better, I hope. Trying to have more light. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I think now I'm going to see the chat. Hi, Barbara. Okay. Okay. So I've got this cover that I need to continue, and the door, all kinds of stuff, and I've got lots of stuff to show you. So we'll see. I'm just letting people come in, and I want to see if the chat works right now. I just see Barbara on the chat. So, oh, here. Okay, so I see. Hi, Annalie. Okay, so I wanted to add some details to the door, and I had in my stashes, of course, all kinds of little frames, and I picked this one to use. I want to put it here, uh, and well, it's going to be a make-believe, like it's a little window in the door. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Kate. And I also wanted to, this is acetate. I'm thinking about cutting a piece that will be glued to this frame, so it would look like it's glass. And now I need to find all my things. I reorganized my whole desk because I bought more Lazy Susans, and now all my stuff is in different places and I need to get used to it. So just marking around so I can it's not working. It's just one of these days. Do you know one of these days that everything falls from your hands and everything that can go wrong goes wrong? I'm having one of these days. Okay. Hi, Linda. So I'm just cutting this piece from the acetate. It's going to go at the back of the frame. Okay, and I'm thinking of putting a piece of paper behind in a yellow, so it would look like there is light from inside. Like, for example, I've got some post-it notes here. in yellow. So if I'm putting this and then this, it would look like I've got light from the inside. I just don't like this yellow. I just put it to show you what I'm talking about. Let's see, maybe this yellow. Better yellow. Okay. Just gonna cut it to size. Okay. So glue. I need glue. Where is the glue? I can't find anything. I'm using this one just because it has a fine nozzle. This is some imitation of E6000. Good enough. Another more glue here so I can glue it to the frame. Yeah. So I've got this, and I wanted some glittery stuff on the frame. It is going to be a fairy house, so I thought maybe some glittery stuff to add, and I'm using just nail polish that has glitter in it. I don't know how much of it you can see, but there it's mostly transparent. It's just some glitter in it, and it's really easy. So I hope you can see what I've done here. More glue now in the back, and ta-da! I've got the window that I wanted in here. And I wanted to do something that will look like hinges, and I've again went through all my stashes, and I found this thing. I always have lots of bits and bobs and all kinds of stuff, especially because everyone who knows me always giving me stuff that they don't want. If it's jewelry, pieces of jewelry, beads, anything that can be used in art finds its way to me. So okay, so I'm thinking this piece of leaf, but I'm not sure about the color. I've got some silvery ones, and I've got this one. I'm thinking about going maybe with the silver, so I need another one. Something like that. These are like the hinges, and I'm just removing a ring here that I don't need. Yeah, okay. So here we go. I'm not sure that this will work on this metal, but if not, I have gel medium that will work. Right now I'm just putting it here. It will take a little bit of time to dry, and I'm going to remove for right now my door. I wanted something for the handle. I'm not sure what to use for the handle. I thought about maybe a flower, but we'll see. So for right now, I'm moving aside the door, and now I'm going for the tree bark and the stones that I've got. So first of all, in anything that has texture, I'm going with the darker colors first, and I want them to get into all thing in between all the indentation. So lowest part will be with the darker color, and I'm going to use some watercolors. You can use sprays, you can use watercolors, whatever you feel is best. And I'm taking from this dark gray, and I'm going very lightly where I've made the indentations. I am not looking for any perfection. I'm just putting it down and letting the water seep into the texture. And if I don't like something, as long as it's still wet, I can always take a baby wipe and I can wipe it off. Okay. You don't need to be knowledgeable of watercolors. You just smear it and let the water do its thing, going into the texture. No, no expertise needed. Now I'm going a little bit in between the bricks that I've done. I've glued on top of all the texture that I've done here with the joint compound, and here I've done the bricks from forgot the name. I'll remember it in a minute. Um, chipboard. Yeah, chipboard. I'm just going lightly like this. So my bricks are again getting a little bit a color on the inside here. And I know it looks like a mess, but it's all about the layering and where all the paint goes. It won't look like this forever. I'm also going around and worst case scenario, I can always go over everything with gesso and start over with the painting. Okay, so that's that. And I'm thinking if I want to continue with watercolors, especially that I went with watercolors for the door, and now this, maybe I need to continue with this and not introduce some acrylic paint. I can start, or at least I can start with um, with the watercolors, and if I don't like it, I can always cover everything again, acrylic paint. So now I'm just reaching for all kinds of browns and letting it mix, even with the gray that I've already put on the page. It's a tree bark. There is nothing that needs to be precise. And I'm changing in between because then I get more variations and to the colors, not sticking to one brown. That's one of the beauties of watercolors, how they go, and in a minute you can see all the texture you've done on top, just by letting the water do what they are supposed to do. And again, with watercolors, when they dry, sometimes it's lighter, it's faded. So just do another just add more later on if you feel it's not vibrant enough. Of course, with sprays, it would be faster, but then you can't control where it sprays, and I prefer to control where I'm going. Just flipped it so it would be easier for me. Let's see who else came in. Hi, Jojo B. Just adding a little bit more color, more brown, other brown. We are starting to see some kind of a tree bark. And it's just the beginning. Okay. Okay, so I've got the bricks now, and I think I'm going with some of the gray, but just lighter, so more water, very light, very diluted. And I'm thinking about adding a little bit of bluish hue. Yeah. Okay. So that's just the start, and of course this needs to dry before I'm doing anything more to it. Just making sure I covered everything and did not miss any spot or something. Just getting into the crevices in my texture. Yeah. Okay. So this needs to dry. Just hoping you can see what I've done here. There is a chance that I will also leave it be even when it's dry. I really like what's going on here. I'm not sure if I'll do anything more to it. I thought about going on top of all this texture and picking up the ridges now with a lighter color, but with acrylic paint. Now I'm not so sure. I kind of like how it's looking right now, but I need for it to dry before I'm deciding on the fate of this. Just making sure that I covered the edges. The rest I will color in another time. It doesn't matter right now, so I'm leaving it be. Okay, so that's that. Let's see. Okay, I'm leaving the door also. Let's move this. Okay, so some things that I wanted to show you. And let's see. So first of all, I ordered some customized stuff with my art on it. I posted it on Facebook, so if you're following or I don't know, watching, getting in the feed my Facebook page, so you probably saw it. I've done two on this pouches, yeah, I don't know, and I've made this. I only ordered two of each. I want to give it as a gift. We have coming now 4 consecutive holidays, Jewish holidays, and family is coming for Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year. So I've got some things to give to the family, to each member. So that's the two pouches that I ordered. And then I ordered tote bags, canvas tote bags. tote bags with, this is an original page that I've done, and this is from a cover that I've done to an art journal in the past. And so here it is. I'm so happy with this that I've ordered more, not with the same print, with other various things that I like. And I'm so excited about it. Seeing my art on something that practical that you can use every day and not just in my art journals. So I'm really psyched about it. The first thing that I've done, I've showed you, this is the apron that I ordered. Again, with, this was, you can hardly see it, but this was an art journal page that I've done. So that was the first thing that I ordered, and now I'm so happy with the pouches and the tote bags. I'm going to do, I've already ordered more, and I'll probably order more of them. So that's that. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Hi, Evie. Hi, Judy. Hi, Betty. I'm just continuing the journal cover, the fairy house. It's now drawing here on the side. If you missed it, that's, here is the door. It's still wet, and here is the tree bark. It's not finished yet. I need for it to dry. So, and so here is that. What else I needed to show you? Oh, yeah. So another recent buy, I bought this stapler, and I bought it only because you can change the placement, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. Wait just a second. I haven't prepared completely for today live. As I said, I wasn't sure I will be able to go live. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. And let's see. I'll be right with you. Checking all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to cut this printer paper in half. Me who don't like to measure, I'm just lining it on the mat. Okay, now where did I put my cutter? That's the problem with organizing everything. You can't find anything. Now, for what I'm doing, it doesn't have to be a printer paper, but for now, it's just easier for me. As I said, I wasn't completely prepared for today. Let's take this one. I'm going to cut this to size. Not sure how accurate I am right now. I'm doing it quickly. Okay. So now I'm going in. And that's why I bought this. Ah, so simple. And I have a little booklet. And of course, it doesn't have to be with white printer paper. You can do it with anything. I just went about it this way. And if you've seen my last journal, the butterfly one, you probably saw several of those in the pockets. So that's why I bought this stapler. It also has another mode. It has the regular mode. It has this sideways that you can do, and then there is this side that is a not permanent stapler. You can, if you are not sure, you can take it out. Don't know if I'm explaining, uh, managing to explain as it should, but that's that. Less me talking, more me showing. So that's the stapler, and something else that I wanted to show you. I've been looking for that thing for a long time. Maybe it has been for a long time, but I didn't know about it, and I was looking for something to organize all my stamps. And up till now, I will show you how I organized it. I had this, I don't know what you call it, boxes, a container, and my all my stamps were like this, and in between I had these dividers that I made, and it was like I've got steampunk, I've got flowers and plants and hearts or butterflies, and that's how I organized it. And it was quite good. I only when you've got lots of stamps, and some of them are small like that, and some of them are bigger or even bigger than that, like I don't know, like this one, then it's a little bit difficult to try and see everything, and things fall inside, and you can't really see everything all the time. So I was looking for another solution that will also save me space, because that's I've got two of these, and that's the space that it takes on the desk that I have to the right of me. So I thought about using some binder, because that's how I organize my stencils. All my stencils are organized in a binder that, if I haven't showed it before, I'm going to try and bring one of them so you can see. And I've got a lot of mess here because, as I said, I'm in the middle of organizing again everything. So that's what's happening here. Okay. So here we go. This is only one binder with my stencils again by a subject, more or less, and that's how I find my stencils. And it's quite good. I've got 2 binders like this, and I'm really happy with it. And I leave them, because for that I have room, I leave them open so I can always just flip around and find what I want to use. So I thought I want something like that for my all my stamps, and I tried to figure out a way to make it by myself, of course, but couldn't find a really good solution, because it doesn't really work with just this page protectors, even if it's the heavier ones. Like these are made with a heavier plastic. So, and then when I'm going down the rabbit hole of the internet, I found something that's supposed to be for die cuts. And I don't have die cuts, but I do have stamps. So you buy the binder and you buy all kinds of this thing, which is like PVC, and it has pockets. So, and you can buy all kinds of configurations of pockets. There are pages like this with 2 big pockets. There are some with 3, when you have 1 large pocket here and 2 small ones here. There are some with 4 pockets, like this one. 4 pockets, little pockets. There is also ones that come 1 large pocket, like page protectors. And for those who have die cuts, it comes with like a magnetic board that you can put your die cuts on it. And as I said, I don't have die cuts, but now I have a place to put my stamps in. The only thing was I underestimated the amount of stamps that I have, and now I've ordered a lot more from this, more binders and more pockets. So, but I'm really pleased with this, because I can stand it and it doesn't take space like this when it's flat. Okay, so I think I covered everything. The only thing else that I have done is that I've tried and succeeded mostly in moving most of my stuff to all kinds of Lazy Susans. Let's take another one. Here I've got some very long brushes, and it will just get in with the camera. So I just bought all kinds of Lazy Susans that now I'm putting on my desk. So I'm really liking this idea, because one side is always close to me, and I just move it and get to whatever I want. So I've got now like 4 Lazy Susans here in front of me. I've got one that is only, this is a very old one I had. It doesn't have any sections or anything. I just put whatever I wanted in containers or not in containers, and it's very old, as you can see. So that's another one. I still have two more Lazy Susans that I haven't used yet because I haven't gotten to organize everything. it, it takes a lot of time to organize everything. First you create a mess and then you need to create something organized from the beginning. Okay, so I think that was all the things I wanted to show you. This is a little bit, it's still wet, so I don't want to touch it. This is not dry completely, and here I've got something going on with the glue and the acetate. I don't care right now. If I need to, I'll cover it. So that's that. And I thought that while I'm waiting for things to get done, I'll do some other stuff. And that's all the bottles I have, and I was planning on doing all kinds of stuff with them. I've talked about it last live about all the textures that can go on this and all kinds of stuff that you can do with it. And I'm going to bring some of what I've talked about. Let's see. Okay, so I've got this adhesive foil, whatever. I don't know what it's called in English. I'm not sure I know what it's called in Hebrew. This is from the hardware aisle in the cheap store, and I like using it a lot on creating texture on a bottle, so it would be more interesting. And it really helps that it already has adhesive. That's one way to go about covering a bottle and creating texture. Another way is with gesso. This is just a gesso with sponge. So I've got this a little bit of a texture from the sponge and not brush strokes. If I can put use gesso with a brush, but then I will have texture of brush strokes. And another thing that you can use is masking tape, and it only depends on what you want to achieve. Usually I don't use this kind of masking tape on small bottles. I will only use it on large items, but it can be done. You just work your way with small pieces and create some texture. And again, what I like about it is it already has adhesive. I don't need to prepare the glass for anything, and it's dry, so I can go. I don't need to, like here, to wait for the gesso to dry. I can start right away with painting on it. So that's another way. And of course you can glue on top of this stuff on any bottle. It doesn't have to be this bottles. I've got them. These are the ones that have, you put those sticks and it makes the room smell good. So once again, I'm not sure what it's called, but it really doesn't matter. You can do jars, you can do bottles, whatever you have, you can upcycle it to something else. I've showed on the last live the other bottles that I've done that were more of a, let's say, Halloween inspired. I don't do Halloween because I'm Jewish, but I like things like witches and stuff, so I like it. Anything that is that your imagination is called for, I'm all for it. So you see, it's quite easy. I'm creating some texture, and same way I'm creating the same thing with this. Now you can do more texture and less texture, that's up to you. You can work with large pieces or small pieces. Another thing that you can put on bottles or jars or whatever is a paper napkins, or even a paper towels also are great to make texture. That's another way. And once I've done, that's another thing. Someone gave me two bottles, large bottles of some kind of alcohol. I don't know. I don't drink. And they were beautiful in their shape, and they gave me empty bottles. That's what I mean, because they knew that I will do something with it. And I took one and did another completely, I don't know, different thing with it, upcycled it. And I've used for the texture, I used baby wipes. Yep, baby wipes. Of course, then I had to use glue because they don't have already adhesive like this stuff. But it turned out great. I'm just going to do this, and I'll bring it so you can see. You can probably glue fabric also, so let's see. Here we go. Found it. That was the bottle of alcohol. I don't know what it was. The only thing I do know that it had this 3 monkeys on it. That's from the bottle itself, not something that I put here. So if you know what it is, I don't. So all this texture is from baby wipes. On top of it, I added this mesh and all kinds of seashells, but the start is baby wipes. And then I added this rope. So as you can see, you can use most anything. You can use newspaper for that matter. I can see on the here there is also these 3 monkeys. Don't know what it is, but it was nice. I still got another bottle but I haven't decided what I want to do with it, so I haven't done anything with it yet. This just, I knew what I wanted to do immediately, and that's how I took it and changed it. Okay, so I'm just going to continue adhering this while my tree bark is drying. You see, I can take larger pieces and create texture. Just do what is more comfortable for you. If you like small pieces, large pieces. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I can take it off quite easily, and sometimes it's giving me trouble and sticking to my fingers. I'm checking the chat. Metal tape? Okay, thank you, Betty. Not this one. I don't know if it's also where you're at, but it's very cheap material to buy this metal foil, metal adhesive, whatever. What was it? Already forgot. Metal tape. Okay, metal tape. Sometimes things don't stick. Okay, a little bit here, a little bit here, and we're almost done with this one. And if you like to, you can also cover the bottom or the cap on, up to you. So I've got this one, and let's do this one. I'm trying not to have straight pieces, so I won't have straight lines. Just seems to me something so easy to do and recycle. Instead of this going to a landfill, I'm going to do something nice with it. Okay. You see, I'm going quite quick about it because it really doesn't matter. Just a little bit more here. Hi, Pam. Glad you made it. Yeah, here we go. So let's see. What color do I feel like using today? I'm thinking, let's go with something like this deep red wine. I don't know. Yeah. Just going into all the texture. Sometimes I will use more than one color just so it would be more interesting. And now I'm thinking that, let's say, no, I think I'll take some black here and let it mix so it won't be that I'm dirtying the color. That's the only explanation I can give. And I'm going with darker in the bottom. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter. I'm just trying to cover everything and to get inside all the texture from all angles. Here near where the cap is, I usually don't, I'm not overly concerned mostly, and the neck of the bottle, because most of the time I will go and put some twine there, so not all the time, but sometimes, most. I never know where it's going to take me. I really like the color that it gave me with the black. It really brought it more to be more interesting. Okay. This needs to dry before I'm doing anything to it. And let's pick a color for this one. Something that I haven't done. Let's go green. That's what I'm going to do, green. Now you on the metal tape, you can go directly on with acrylic paint, but if you are concerned about some of the metal picking through, then you can always go with gesso first and then go with the acrylic paint. I don't care, so I'm going directly on top of it with the acrylic paint. And I think that also now in this case, towards the bottom, I will mix it with the black. All of this is going to be potion bottles. I also made lately. I have a silicone a mold with skulls that I think was supposed to be to making ice cubes, but in the shape of skulls. I used it to with hot glue gun. So now I've got some skulls that I can play with, and on this green it screams it needs a skull. This green just I don't know, swamp water with eyes of newt. Okay, so we've got one green. The caps I'm going to do last. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. It's part of what I like to do with these bottles when I'm changing them to, I don't know what to call them, let's say potion bottles. Then I like all kinds of uh, mm, unexpectable, something different that you won't be expecting to be on top. Each time I'm picking something else. I showed you all kinds of examples the last live, and there is also a video that I've done in the past about this. I need to find it. Okay, now let's do the one with the gesso. And what color? I'm going to let you pick color. Go for it. What color do you want this one to be? Hi, Linda. Of course, purple. You know what? I'm going with orange because I never done an orange bottle. I've got the other colors already I've done in the past. Never done a one with orange, so I'm going for it. Okay, let's pick. Oopsie. This is a little bit too bright. Just dipped into the black. So once again, I'm dirtying the color. With very small amount of the black. I'll put more black towards the bottom. Oh, it looks like pumpkin because Right now I'm putting more, I'm more trying to cover everything and not that it won't be with this bright orange. And so I'm, as I said, I'm adding a little bit of the black here. And after that, I'll go and do the darker color towards the bottom. And it's just easier to do this kind of thing when the paint is still wet. Okay. As long as the paint is still wet, it's easier to blend. And once again, I'm not going for anything precise. I'm not looking for beautiful. This needs to be a witch's brew, as I said. Okay. Got one orange. And of course, orange on my, wasting paint on myself. Okay. Let's drink something and see what I've missed. Yeah, everyone wants purple, but because I don't have an orange bottle, I went with orange. Okay, do you need me to take out again the bottles that I showed last time? Okay, so now this needs to dry. Let's see what's going on with the cover. Seems dry. What I wanted to do is take some light gray acrylic paint and dry brush it on some of the texture. Okay, let's see. I'm taking a brush and I'm putting acrylic paint, but very, very small amount of paint. Let's see. No, it needs to be lighter. So I need to add white. You can hardly see it. One way to go about it is with dry brush, what I'm attempting to do now. Another way is to take a sponge, but not any sponge. I'll show you what kind of sponge I'm talking about. This one's, that's another way to go about it. You pick the paint and you go like this with the flat side of it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, now it's picking the texture. I thought that the white would be too harsh, so that's why I went with the light gray, but now I see that I can use the white and it's not too too harsh. Just picks all this texture that I've done with the paper napkin on top of the bricks that I've cut from the chipboard. I'll bring it closer to the camera so you can see. I really like how it looks now. I'm adding little by little until I'm satisfied. I hope you can see it. And it's just paper napkin. That's it. Okay, so maybe yeah, I'm going over now and creating more. I'm going with the grain as if it's wood. Little bit more white. Even with the sponge, I'm trying to take a small amount. I'm not pushing it into, I'm just going over and picking the ridges of my texture. Yeah. I'm really liking it. I hope you can see all the details. Let's see. Starting to take shape, and I haven't even started with adding flowers and butterflies and all kinds of stuff. Let's just place it so I can see how it looks. Yeah. I want a flower as a handle, and I think I've got something. Just need to find it. Okay, so I've got this one, which has a flat back that I can use it also already with some gesso or white acrylic paint. And I've got all kinds of flowers like this one, but this one, it's a little small. I think I'll go with this one. Yeah. And a little bit of kitsch, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so at least I decided on this one. I think, oh, oopsie. I need to go over it with some of, I'm going to go over it with the gray paint. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'll go over it with white to pick up the details. Don't know how much of it you can see. All these small pieces. Yeah. Bye, Betty. Hi, Juanita. Hi to everyone and that I've missed. Yeah, definitely that. Stay. Okay, so now what I wanted to do is I wanted to do some kind of like vine that goes here with uh, with leaves, and maybe I've got this very small flowers that I really don't like the color, or I don't know, I've got all kinds of this kind of flowers. I don't know, maybe this one also. We'll see. So for the vine, what I thought of using, just putting everything here in water so it won't dry on the sponge. I thought about using either jute for the vine or macrame twine, something like that. That's what I thought. Let's see. I need to find it again. Okay. One more stash. This one. So I've got jute here. And this is a macrame twine. I even have some green jute. So maybe, yeah, I think. And I've got all kinds of ropes. No, I'll use the jute for this. So what I figured I'll do is, let's see, I'll take a lot of it and start twirling it, something like that, I think. So I need more. Let's see. I'm making a mess here. Okay, something like that. I can even braid it if that's what I wanted, but let's see. I think a little glue is in order to make sure that it stays in place. Just now for the beginning, and I'll trim this later. Okay, I've got some planter here. The things I do. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put a glue in several places so it will hold. Of course, it's also going on my fingers, but what can I do? And just maybe, it's not something that I really done before, so I'm deciding on how to go about it as I go along. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. Maybe I should use here some hot glue because it would be quicker than silicone glue. Stay. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Juanita. I was thinking that now I can let this like go into like different branches, and like this is the main branch, and then little branches are coming off of it, I think. First, I need to make sure that this stays in place. Let's see. Not sure yet. I'm just playing with the placement. Once I'll be sure, then I will start gluing. Maybe like this. I think something like this it's going to be. And then I will add some maybe leaves from, I've got this trim that I figured that I can probably just take some take the leaves off this and color them and just stick them where I want to. That's what I thought. And let's see, taking a step back to see if I'm liking the position of this. Yeah, I think it's good. So let's try. Yeah. Too much glue. Never mind. Okay. Starting to take shape. What do you know? Everything looks like a mess in the beginning, and then it takes shape. Again, same problem. Okay. Okay. Flowers and leaves. Let's try the easy way. Let's see if I can color them with my acrylic markers. Let's see. I still got paint here that I just know somehow I'll get in it. So before I'm doing something to damage what I've done until now, okay, good enough. So let's see. Looks good, if I do say so myself. Okay, now let's see how it goes. How it looks here. Yeah, lots of potential. Okay. So now I need to color leaves. I probably need to check what's going on in the chat. So let's see. I'm sorry to hear it, Melissa. Okay. Yeah, okay. I could probably color it also with permanent markers. but I figured I'll try first these acrylic markers. Maybe this is enough. I don't think I need a lot of leaves. Just here and there. Yeah. Okay. The amount of time that I'm giving this journal cover. Something else. Okay, almost. I'm just worried that I will like the leaves so much that I will find myself needing to do a lot more. Okay. I'm gonna try to space them enough so I won't need more. Sticky fingers. Yeah, I'm almost running out of patience. Almost. The only thing is my stubbornness. But it's taking shape. You see the results, so it keeps me going. Mm. My fingers are so sticky. Ooh. Should probably use what it's called, tweezers, the thing that you use on your eyebrows. Tweezers, okay. Maybe here. I think I only need one more that I will put here, so at least that's good, that I don't need to do a whole bunch more. Getting tired here. I'm going to adhere the door at the last minute because I know that I can change my mind and maybe I'll do a fairy that will be behind the door. So I'm keeping it as an option. I'm just placing it here. It's not adhered. Oh, I've got another. Oh, okay. So let's find a place for this one. Wait, I want, yeah. Um, okay. I'll glue the edges later on. It's not important right now. I just needed things to stay in place. Okay. So that's that. And of course I need some flowers that I don't know which ones I'm going to use. Don't like the color of these ones and a little bit too small. Let's see. There are some light blue here that maybe will work. Maybe white and blue. You can hardly see it. Let's see the white ones. Yeah, I can work with it. I also have some green ones. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm going to use. Not going to do it now. Can't stomach more glue on my fingers. So let's move this and let's see. I think I can work on it. Not everything is dry. Okay, now I need to think what kind of a highlight or what I want to rub on top of this texture. What color, if I want it metallic or not metallic, and then what color. So, let's go metallic and let's see. These are the waxes that I've done from a oil pastels with coconut oil, and let's see how it would look with the gold. Ooh, this is interesting. Already love it. I hope you can see it. Okay, the green one. Maybe also with gold. Yeah, I'm going with gold. I've got a little bit of wet paint here, but never mind. That's okay. Okay, so I want to try. I've never done orange, and I'm thinking to go and try very lightly the black that has a little bit of metallic but hardly seen. I'm going very, very lightly. starting to take shape. Yeah. Okay. So decorating it will have to wait for next time. I can't believe I've lasted this far. Now is the time for questions, requests, whatever you want to tell me. Okay. Trying to get some of the gunk off my fingers. If you are making this kind of a metallic wax, then and you're using it, it's better to seal it with clear spray can, and because as much as I want to, it's not the same as gilding wax, and gilding wax is expensive, so I usually don't use it. And I think this is a very nice replacement to gilding wax. Okay. So, any questions for me before I go? Trying to clear some things here. The mess that is created just by doing this stuff is unbelievable. Okay. And I've already had a mess because, as I said, I'm organizing all kinds of stuff now. So first there is a mess and that's it. Before you can organize, you need to make a mess. Okay, so some things went back to their place, so I can find where to walk on the floor that was covered with things. Not worth the money, bought and used once, then yeah, it dries. I know. I also had one that was so expensive. Let's see. It didn't work. Maybe not enough of the oil pastel, and it depends on the pigment that you have. And some tried it with crayons, and crayons have less pigment than oil pastels. Another thing that you can try is, even if you use oil pastels and it's not good enough, you can always, if you have any kind of mica powder, or if you don't have mica powder, then eyeshadows have mica powder, and eyeshadows can be bought very cheaply if it's not a brand, so you can mix it with the other stuff and create a metallic wax. So that's another thing that works. Okay, clearing some space. You want to collect some bottles? Yeah, I'm just using what I have and what other people are just throwing my way instead of a recycling bin. That's why I have so much bits and bobs. People that stopped knitting, then all the wool came to me. People that stopped, I don't know, embroidering, all the embroidery thread came to me, and so on and so on. And we are talking decades. So okay. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. And I think that the orange one needs a little bit shimmer. I like what I've done with the black, but it needs a little bit more shimmer. So I think I will add more to this. I will also add a little bit of the gold. Even with this, it's all about the layering. So let's do it now. Don't know how, if you can see it, but I'm only going over the highest points with the gold. Yeah, a little bit more shimmery. And if I don't like it, I can always cover it and start from the beginning. Yeah, okay. So I've managed to do something today. And of course, I've also uploaded a video, so you can go and watch that if you haven't already. So that's that. So I'm going to say good night to you all and thank you for coming in. It was great to have you here, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. So bye for now.